Recently, jaded by an unsettling memory, a troubling flashback that refuses to fade away. In this powerful recollection, JJ vividly remembers witnessing Gabby in a deeply troubling incident not long ago. On that night, JJ watched in horror as Gabby came dangerously close to shooting EJ DiMera during a heated confrontation, restrained only at the last second by fortunate circumstances. This powerful recollection has planted seeds of doubt in JJ's heart, making it nearly impossible for him to fully believe in Gabby's innocence this time around. As JJ contemplates these vivid memories, Gabby desperately tries to establish her innocence. She tells JJ a carefully constructed story, explaining that she had no idea about EJ's shooting until she heard it secondhand from Leo Stark, a known troublemaker with a less than stellar reputation for honesty. But the more Gabby insists on her innocence, the more JJ senses something is terribly wrong. The pieces of her alibi fail to align convincingly, raising JJ's suspicions even further. Troubled by inconsistencies, JJ begins questioning Gabby more directly, determined to uncover the truth. For Gabby, JJ's probing questions are both a source of deep emotional hurt and a terrifying threat. After all, she knows the truth she desperately wants to hide. She indeed pulled the trigger. But JJ's stubborn refusal to accept her excuses infuriates and frightens her. Gabby's defensive reaction only heightens JJ's suspicions, escalating their exchanges into intense, emotionally charged confrontations. Friendship and trust, carefully built over years of shared experiences and trials, now fracture under the weight of mutual suspicion and accusation. JJ feels morally obligated to find answers, even if it means permanently destroying the bonds that once tied them together. In the midst of this intense drama stands Rafe Hernandez, Gabby's devoted older brother and Salem's dedicated law enforcement officer. Rafe's life has always been defined by two constants: his unwavering commitment to justice and his deep-rooted loyalty to family. Now these fundamental aspects of his identity have collided violently, forcing him into an impossible dilemma. Secretly, Rafe planted an unauthorized listening device, a hidden bug, in the DiMera mansion, hoping to discreetly gather evidence and information about EJ's shooting. His hope was to gain clarity, perhaps even to confirm Gabby's innocence or find alternative suspects who could clear her name. However, upon retrieving and listening to the recorded conversations, Rafe experiences a gut-wrenching moment of clarity and dread. On the recording, there is undeniable evidence that implicates Gabby as the shooter. The voice of his sister, panicked yet clear, captured at precisely the worst moment imaginable, reveals her guilt beyond doubt. For Rafe, this discovery is devastating. The lawman in him demands justice, pushing him toward the immediate and transparent disclosure of the recording to the police. Yet the protective brother within him recoils at the thought. Exposing Gabby's crime would inevitably lead to her imprisonment, possibly destroying her life forever. Rafe agonizes, wrestling with an internal conflict so severe it threatens his sanity. Ultimately, it is the familial bond and his protective instinct that prevail, pushing him to make a heart-wrenching choice. Rafe decides to destroy the crucial evidence, eliminating any trace of the recording before anyone else can find it. In making this choice, Rafe steps into dangerous territory. He knows he is committing a serious breach of ethics and professional integrity. Should his actions ever come to light, his career, reputation, and freedom could be jeopardized. Rafe understands the grave risks, yet he is prepared to accept these consequences to shield his sister from punishment. For him, the love he has for Gabby outweighs any sense of justice or loyalty to the badge. But Salem is a town where secrets rarely stay hidden for long. With JJ persistently probing deeper into the case and refusing to accept superficial explanations, Rafe's desperate actions may prove futile. JJ's relentless pursuit could soon uncover what Rafe fought so hard to conceal. This eventual revelation would not only shatter JJ's already fragile relationship with Gabby but would also pit JJ against Rafe, setting the stage for explosive confrontations within the community. Furthermore, the audience is left to wonder how Gabby herself will handle the burden of guilt. Haunted by the knowledge of her crime, she faces an uncertain future filled with fear, remorse, and anxiety. Will she crack under JJ's pressure, inadvertently confessing to her crime? Or will Rafe sacrifice buy her enough time to find another way to protect herself? As the drama continues to unfold, Days of Our Lives fans will be gripped by the intense emotional stakes, the ethical dilemmas, and the heartbreaking family loyalties playing out on screen. Will JJ finally unearth the truth, bringing Gabby to justice, or will Rafe's desperate act of concealment succeed in protecting his sister indefinitely? One thing is certain, the characters involved will forever be changed by these decisions. The bonds between brother and sister, friends and neighbors, law enforcement, and the citizens they protect will be tested to their absolute limits. In the town of Salem, where friendships are cherished and betrayal stings deeply, the dramatic aftermath of Gabi's actions and Rafe's desperate efforts to protect her will resonate throughout the community, leaving no one untouched. Stay tuned to Days of Our Lives as the gripping story continues, each moment bringing new twists, deeper revelations, and emotional turmoil that promises to captivate hearts and minds alike. In the latest episode of Days of Our Lives, tensions in Salem reached a fever pitch as Gabby stumbled upon startling news that left her rattled and defensive, and Leo Stark just happened to be in the wrong place at the right time. As the scene opened, Gabby was rushing across Horton Square with determination in her stride, nearly colliding with Leo, who was loitering with his usual smug flair. Ever the queen of sarcasm, Gabby took the opportunity to throw a few biting remarks in Leo's direction. But Leo, never one to back down from a dramatic moment, stopped her cold with a chilling warning. "There's a killer among us," he said ominously, his voice taking on a theatrical lilt. "Someone tried to kill EJ DiMera." Gabby froze in her tracks. Her mouth fell open, not out of concern but in pure shock. "What happened?" she asked, barely concealing a hint of curiosity rather than worry. Leo, ever the gossip hound, admitted that the police were tight-lipped about the details, but that EJ's condition was reportedly grave. He may not survive the attack. To Leo's surprise, Gabby didn't gasp or show any sympathy. Instead, she spat out a response that left him stunned. "Good," she sneered. "He deserves to go to hell." Leo's eyebrows shot up. He wasn't expecting that level of venom. Although he's used to Salem's endless rivalries and grudges, Gabi's hatred seemed unusually intense. Curious, he gently probed, asking why she hated EJ so much. That was all the encouragement Gabby needed to launch into a fiery tirade, listing all the ways EJ had wronged her and her loved ones. From betrayals and backstabbing to emotional manipulation and power plays, she held nothing back. With a smirk, Leo quipped that whoever tried to take EJ down might just be doing the town a favor. Gabby didn't even try to hide her agreement. "Whoever it is, they're heroes in my book," she declared without hesitation. Now, Leo may thrive on juicy quotes and drama, but he also knows how to sniff out trouble. He immediately saw the potential for a front-page story. "Mind if I quote you on that?" he asked, reaching for his ever-present mental notebook. But Gabby wasn't having it. She whipped around, arms crossed and eyes blazing. "No, absolutely not. People will think I shot him," she snapped. Leo didn't back down easily, suggesting that if she had nothing to hide, she should have no problem with a harmless quote. That only fueled Gabi's fury. She hurled a string of personal insults at him, tearing into his character until Leo, visibly deflated, agreed to keep her name out of it. With a pout, he turned on his heel and sulked off. Once Leo was gone, the cracks in Gabi's tough exterior began to show. Her expression shifted, no longer defensive but contemplative. Alone, she fumbled with her phone and called the hospital, hoping to get an update on EJ's condition. Her voice softened ever so slightly, perhaps betraying a hint of guilt or curiosity beneath her hardened shell. But the hospital staff didn't budge. She was given the cold shoulder. Despite her insistence that she was an old acquaintance and even hinting at a more intimate past with EJ, she was denied any information. Frustrated and flustered, she hung up. What viewers saw in that quiet moment was a Gabby who wasn't just mad, she was confused, conflicted, and perhaps even scared. While she raged on the surface, it was clear that something deeper was going on beneath. Was she just lashing out to protect herself from suspicion? Or was there a part of her that actually cared what happened to EJ? This episode left fans with more questions than answers. Gabi's reaction to the news of EJ's shooting wasn't just emotional, it was explosive. Her aggressive defensiveness, her refusal to give an alibi, and her sudden private call to the hospital suggests that her connection to this crime may be more complicated than she lets on. Is Gabby hiding something? Could her animosity toward EJ mask a deeper involvement in the mystery? And what will Leo do with the story now that he's been sworn to silence? One thing is certain. In Salem, secrets don't stay buried for long, and Gabby's are bubbling dangerously close to the surface.